Why seek asylum in the United States?
I feel I belong here. 2 days in New York and I felt like a New Yorker. And I'm in love with an American woman. You're making Iraqi tea?
And it smells like you.
Oday and Jess, hi, how are you doing? Nice to see you.
Hey, nice seeing you, man.
So nice
Thank
to see
you.
you.
So first up, congratulations on the movie. We need more of these movies. It's so, so good. Loved it so
Thank
much.
you. Thank
So
you.
I mean, my first question is for Oday. I know that this is a very deeply personal project because it's something that you've kind of experienced yourself and you've been working on it for a very long time. So I'm very, very curious how it came about originally. Was it kind of like an act of resistance to kind of the forces of rejection and invisibility, maybe within not just in the industry, but also in kind of a broader cultural context, or did it come from somewhere else?
I mean, it's first of all, thank you so much. And the moment that I decided to immigrate to this country back in 2012 and build a new life here, I knew that one of the most important things I need to do is to make movies, and this is what I've been doing all my life. And but at the same time, I decided like this will be the story that I want to start with, and it came from most of what you just said, and then I can add that the idea to reject the compromise and to try to glorify the moment of honesty in me as a human being and as a filmmaker, and not to give up into what actually expected from you to be make as an immigrant. And I think that I was lucky enough to be surrounded by people like Avram, Jess, and Doug Lyman to help me executing this, knowing that executing such a story and sometimes it's not that easy when it comes to commercial cinema and to raise the budget and all that. So again, I was blessed with my friends helping me in this movie, and I'm happy that I saw myself in the future the moment that I decided to think of this story. So and I remain the same on that.
Uh-huh. And because you so deeply, you have such a personal connection with this story that you wanted to tell. I'm very curious how you managed also to ensure that your own experience didn't overwhelm the universal themes, or kind of you wanted to keep your creative distance as well from the film that the story that you wanted to tell. Which I'm guessing, Jess, your perspective coming in not only as the actress but as a screenwriter really kind of helped to make sure that the themes became more universal and was told from more perspectives than just the filmmaker's perspective?
Yeah, look, when I first read the script, I was blown away by the character that Avram and Oday had written on the page. She was one of the most feminist characters that I had read, and it was 2016, and I think there was a lot of like putting women in the lead characters, but I often found that it kind of felt like auditioning for Alice in Wonderland over and over again, where you're like, she's the titular character, the central character, but like everybody around her is interesting, and she's a little bit out of effect of the world around her. And Katie was just this central agent in the film, that she had so much ability to fight for the things that she believed in, and sort of against a lot of odds, that she had started her own gallery, that she loved this man, and she was not going to let anybody in her family or in society tell her what her love was supposed to look like. That she, when she stopped understanding exactly what was going on with him, that she was willing to confront him with that. And look, she's a flawed character, as I think all of the characters in our film are. And she's also a beautiful human being, as I think all of the characters in our film are. But I really fell in love with her like from first read. And so when I picked up the pen after Avram passed away, very sadly, from pancreatic cancer in 2019, O'Day and I, like, our partnership, our ability, I think, we deeply trust each other. And so I felt comfortable to challenge him, and he certainly felt comfortable to challenge me. And I think that kind of alchemy is what created a story that is, you know, what I hope is that 1 + 1 = 3 for these sort of two characters living in this world.
Yeah.
I mean, you mentioned that obviously, sadly, one of the main writers of the story sadly passed away. I'm very curious how much of the story that we finally see was Avram Ludwig's initial kind of idea and story and vision, and also what going into to actually filming the film, what legacy did you want to make sure was very ingrained in the film?
Okay, you want to
Um, well, I mean, I think that's in the end, this movie is presenting the three of us, starting from Afram, and every one of us. There's a part from her and him in the story. The skeleton is definitely Afram. Major moments in the film is Afram. But then when Jess took over as a writer, she gave it what you live right now, especially when it comes to the how we understand the relationship between Katie and Ali, and how this relationship is the main protagonist in the movie more than any of the two. My job was actually to emphasize on that and to build up that visually and also to present the best performance that I can pull off of the very talented actors that I've been surrounded with, and I think I did.
No, absolutely did. Jesse mentioned there that all of the characters in this film, they're beautiful, but they're also beautiful and flawed at the same time. What I really appreciated so much about the film, and I said this to Adam, I was just speaking to Adam earlier on, and I said to him that what I really appreciated was the fact that Ali specifically is written with both reverence and judgment for America, which is something that is not often afforded to immigrant characters in cinema and in film. And what I loved about this film is the fact that Ali's caught between past trauma and future hope, but what the film manages to do, and especially his character, is avoid cliches and victimhood, which is often seen in films. So I'm very, very curious how much you spoke about that before going into the film.
I think it was one of the central things that we talked about. We didn't want to make a film which put anybody on a pedestal. We wanted to make a film which was honest and which allowed for the full range of human experience to be expressed. I think from where we sat, that of course is it's a love story. These are two people who love each other, and one of the things Oday and I always talked about was, by sort of the end of the tea scene at the beginning of the movie, like, you want the audience to say, I really want these people to be together. Like, that was a really important thing, that the human kind of touch of, like, these are two human beings who love each other, that was kind of the core thing that drives the film. But it's really easy to fall into stereotypes and to fall into, things that we think would be acceptable by Hollywood or acceptable by news media, or whatever that might be. And Oday can certainly speak more to kind of the immigrant film and that over. But, like, I love Kite Runner and I love The Visitor, and there are these, like, kind of seminal films, and those filmmakers have not lived an experience in the way that Oday frankly has. And I just find that like, that authenticity, that lived experience, is the thing that creates dynamic like characters on screen. And so, beyond a blessing, like, I thank my lucky stars every day that Oday and my paths crossed, because he's made me a better artist. And he is just, like, almost a mentor for me, and of course also such a friend. So
Thank you.
Just to finish off then, you said there just that Oday's made you feel like a better artist and a better person. I'm quite curious, because coming out of this film, even though I haven't struggled with any of these kind of things, these immigration, like the immigrant experience, I came away with so much that I learned from it. So I'm quite curious, how do you hope the story resonates with audiences who may not directly identify with their immigrant experience, but they can still relate to the struggles on a very human level?
I, and
Oday.
I think that it's one of the most important reason that we made this movie are those people that you talk about. I mean, and what I mean by that is like we are living in a time and in a country like judging on the immigrant experience through a news feed more than and having any attempt to understand it. And I think that portraying the characters as they are and without prejudgment and one of the most important things that we start like when we started with this project with was to not have like this concept of villain in the story because they are all human beings and they are all everyone is defending on something or a situation or a person that they needed to communicate and to defend it to. So that helped me to extend the message into those people who can they don't have a certain direct personal experience with this topic, but in the end, if they have the chance to see the movie, I think they will come up with a clear understanding like what is it to live through this human experience.
Well, listen, thank you so much for your time. Thank you so much for the film. Like I said, I've loved it to bits, and I can't wait for people to see it when it comes out. And I hope to speak to you again sometime soon.
Thank you, appreciate it.
Thank you, Howard.
All right.
Thanks so much.
Thanks very much for your
Thank you.
time. All right.
Thank
Take care.
لهلا ما قلت لنا
كلش مهم موضوع السرية.
This guy you're with, who you think you love, he is not a good guy.
We don't know who these people are.
I'm scared.
Did something happen?